In this video, we are finally going to be getting rid of all of the Nazgul, banishing Bruz into insanity, and marching on Sauron's fortress.
The dark flame will incinerate you!
If you like Shadow of War videos, then make sure you subscribe because there are a lot more to come.
And not even you can stop us.
Also, I am about to start raiding your forts once again on PlayStation. So if you want to be raided, then leave a comment down below with your PlayStation gamertag or whatever the hell it's called on PlayStation. And also make sure you add the area that you'd like to be raided in. I'll put more details about this at the end of the video. Alright, we have successfully taken the Kerfongul fortress away from Bag of the Obsessed and we've cast him out. I'm sure he's never going to poke his head up again. That's what the orcs do, right? You fight them, you beat them, and then they go away forever. They don't hold a grudge. And the first thing that I'm going to do after getting this fortress is go up to the roof and grab this ring.
Some orcs are self-styled marauders.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to assign the shark as my bodyguard because he's my best friend. And everywhere I go, I want him to be there with me. He will never betray me, alright? I'm taking him for his daily walks. I'm letting him kill whoever he wants. He doesn't care that I made him a maniac and made him just bite. He doesn't mind that. We are best friends. And speaking of orcs not holding grudges, apparently Bruz has been spotted by Ratbag.
We have to act quickly.
Hang on,
Follow
Ratbag.
me.
There's something weird going on with my cape. I think the Witch King is doing some kind of ancient... Oh, it's fixed. Never mind.
You're not gonna like what he had to say. Bruz snatched up some of your boys and poisoned them. He wants you to know that if you don't move fast, they'll die. You're ignoring me, aren't you? Is it because I said Ratbag first? How about the Grave Walker and Ratbag? Better?
Ratbag then leads me into my favorite area of the game. Just look at this place.
Hey, this is the place. You go do your thing, and I'll go do mine.
But to my utter despair, I see that he's taken 3 of my orcs hostage, including my beloved blue shark. Oh, Bruz is going to pay. How dare he take my favorite orcs. I use my awesome abilities to teleport over. I cannot be bothered to climb. Oh, Shark, are you okay? What did he do to you? Oh my god, Shark. Let me get you out of this. I'm gonna get you out of here, boy, okay? Oh, you're so fired up. Alright, he's angry. Get out of here! Be gone. I then zip over to the next point where I free another one of my orcs, and I actually don't know who the hell this is. Who are you?
Get me out of here! I didn't tell him nothing!
I then go and free the final orc, and it's my painless lad. This poor Olog, that was a big part of my streamed Slave Wars series. But then he decided to ambush me in a different region, and now he's a part of my beloved maniac team.
You maggot! No, I won't fail, Bruz. You'll suffer for what you did to him.
What are you talking about? I didn't do anything to Bruz. I just didn't give him the promotion. Why are you freaking out, Plan Maker? Right, you've got to go, lad. Also, how the hell did you capture my massive blue shark and my painless Olog? How did you do that, sir? Either way, I think we all know where this orc is about to end up. He's about to become a proud member of the Mordor Flyers Club. Fly, Plan Maker.
Fly!
With that little bit of drama now taken care of, I head back into Celebrimbor's house, and I open up one of his front doors.
When the sun rises.
Once I've hacked into the door, I run on in and grab Celebrimbor's chest piece, a legendary mystic elven bit of armor. I also take this opportunity to upgrade my gems, which is one of the most satisfying parts of this game. As you can see, I am finally able to get a max level white gem, although it's come a little bit too late because this one really helps you level up. It increases your XP gains, and I have already hit level 80, thanks to that XP fortress, which I've already posted the video about, so go check out that. To continue the story, I have to head to a new region, so I go back home and I pack up my things. I head into the forest to chat to one of Talion's side pieces.
The circle is unbroken.
It was an Uruk in Golgoroth.
Zog. A necromancer.
She talks about something I don't really know. All I have to say to her is 5 beers. I think I would after 5 beers.
Cursed is the maker.
I head on out of the forest and I discover that Zog is causing his usual mischief. I shatter this first revenant.
All our work will be for naught if
And then I do a badass triple stealth kill.
Bring him to...
There. We must purify the necromancer totems. Only then can we end the ritual.
I teleport over to the tower to get rid of the orcs and purify this necromancer totem. I gotta say, it's nice to see Zog. I haven't seen him since my Skyrim playthrough. I start to get royally peppered by all of these spear throwers, so I retreat, go around the corner, jump back down, and the totem is just there for the taking. That taken care of, I charge back into the horde of undead enemies. Zog then decides he's had enough and travels back to Skyrim. But not before delivering me this ominous message.
You're not fighting us, Ranger. You're fighting the future. Dead will take Mordor for themselves. And not even you can stop us. Oh, there's more fun to come.
Before tracking Zog down again, I decide to unpack all of my things. I track down the necromancer cult again and I met with my very own transformer. I jump on board and we go on an absolute rampage, purging different necromancy totems. Before getting the last one, I jump off the grog and I am met with just every kind of animal in the game trying to kill me all at once.
Poisons my Bruz with foul energy.
But despite all this, I'm able to clear the final totem. And once all of the rabble is gone, I am left face to face with the remaining revenant orc. And I'm like, what would happen if this lad killed me? Would he become a necromancy undead captain? I have to let this happen. For Baga, for science. But sadly nothing happens. He gets the kill, he grunts at me a little bit, and no one rises up. That is very sad. I was hoping for an undead necromancer captain or at least something. To cheer me up, I break into another one of Celebrimbor's holiday homes and I steal more of his clothes. With my new stolen Celebrimbor armor now equipped, I get word that Ratbag wants to talk.
Should that be right, Lord? How many names do you have? Never mind. I saw Ranger. My Ranger.
You sure you saw him?
I follow the lovely Ratbag as he leads me to this cave entrance, where I come face to face with this disgusting traitor, Bruz.
What's wrong? You've got an army to raise and a war to win, but here you are wasting time trying to rescue a brainless schmuck. Well, you had better be quick, because a pack of my categories woke up in a foul mood this morning, so I decided to cut them loose. They haven't eaten in days!
I chase Bruz deep into the cave and he is surprisingly fast. But something seems strange. Where are all the orcs? We then spot this very crude Olog decoy.
That's definitely not Ranger.
Hang on a minute, you're telling me Ratbag fell for this? Ratbag thought that this was Ranger.
Of course it's
What?
not Ranger. Did you really think I was done toying with you? Not even close!
God, Ratbag is utterly useless, but you have to love him. Thankfully though, Bruz left the Caragor in the cave, so I was able to ride out of the cave before taking too much damage. To hold me off while Bruz makes his grand escape, he only used a few very weak grunts. And once I easily clear them out, the useless Ratbag has something to tell me.
Was it a trap? I heard a bunch of explosions, and it was a trap. But no worries, I saw where he went. I'll track him down.
Yeah, you go do that, ratbag. I'll see you soon. After that, I go and track down the lady elf. And judging by the picture here, it's probably going to be the mission with the most badass cutscene in the game. The lady elf then says something that reminds me of my constant struggle and battle against the evil forces of Shadow Man. With his seemingly never-ending barrage of no commentary videos, AI thumbnails, and hacked fortresses.
And why do you keep fighting?
In the war against darkness, sometimes stalemate is victory.
One of the Nazgul's drakes then flies over, and this reminded me of a question that I've always had about Shadow of War. Why is it Nazgul's drakes and not Nazgul's fell beasts? So I googled it, and I never actually knew that the Nazguls only were given the fell beasts after their steeds were destroyed. Anyway, I shoot down this drake with only a few arrows because I'm insanely strong. I then follow the she-elf where we have to destroy 2 more drakes. Easy peasy, ladies, stand back. This is only going to take me 2 arrows. But because I'm an absolute legend, I end up shooting one of them as he's charging towards us. He collapses on the tower, and then I hit him with one of the coolest executions in the game.
Don't you want a little taste of the glory? See what it tastes like.
I then take care of the remaining one, no problem. Oh. Are you okay? Are you okay, mate? Jeez, he's so befuddled. He doesn't know what the hell just happened. If I could, like, mind dominate this orc right now and give him a promotion, that would be amazing. That would honestly be an amazing mod. Just grab an orc by the face and give them a promotion right there on the spot. We then run over to an icy plain where we come face to face with the coolest Nazgul.
My master commands that you sleep, but your she-elf friend.
We then go head to head with him, and this fight is absolutely no problem for me. Yep, absolutely no problem. This is easy. Never mind the fact that he seems to have spawned in every living creature in a 2-mile radius to come and wreck my day. Anyway, after successfully waking down Helm, Hammerhand, and not even taking a single scratch to my being, I gaze into his mind and get the most badass backstory.
My torment ends.
Honestly, I do believe that this one cutscene is better than the entire animated Rohan movie that came out.
You should have given me your daughter's hand when I asked.
After finishing that cutscene, I discovered that I am completely surrounded by ghouls and they are just laying into me. With arguably the coolest Nazgul now flying off scared, I think it's time that we take out their leader, Isildur. I mean, obviously apart from the Witch King. Of course, no disrespect to him. Isildur smashes on down doing his best superhero landing. And just look at this team pose right here. We've got the Avengers of Middle-earth. But that's not going to stop this Nazgul from aura farming. We then get a glimpse at the power of his helmet, which we will soon possess, hopefully, as he summons in a whole gaggle of Larrys. I miss the Larrys. The she-elf charges on in enraged, and I join her by smashing myself into the fireplace. We then, for some reason, have to do a sort of tedious stealth mission, which sort of came out of nowhere. Don't know why we're doing this. I go around one by one, getting rid of each of these rifts. What I do find quite funny though is that Isildur the Nazgul tries to fuck with you while you're doing this. He tries to trick you. He tries to get you caught. He's like, oh, I'm over here. Oh, am I actually? Oh, I'm down here now. It's the real me. Oh, Isildur, you epic YouTube prankster. Finally, Isildur has had enough of his amazing pranks and he shows his true self.
You will submit to the Witch King.
Together, me and the she-elf take him on his spectral soldiers.
Is infinite.
And I gotta say, this was actually a very fun fight. I particularly love whenever we're standing within her force field and he starts pacing back and forth, even hitting the force field with his sword. This gives me like Darth Maul vibes. Isildur really is just aura farming here.
All who are called will serve the Dark Lord, even in death.
Together, the three of us make short of these remaining Gondorians. I then decide to go and finish off Bruz once and for all and rescue Ratbag's best friend, Ranger.
Ranger! I found Ranger! And I found Bruz!
This all feels very familiar. Will this ranger explode like the last one?
I follow Ratbag and we stealth our way into the camp. I teleport my way through, getting closer and closer to Ranger. And eventually I find him in a very sorry state. Honestly, the way he's scared here actually gives me Thai vibes from Gears of War. If you know, you know.
Alright.
I set him free, he gets up and shows just how massive he goddamn is. And it seems like, yes, he's very enraged by what has happened to him. He says one of the sickest lines in all of Shadow of War. Can you walk?
Habsnan trupat, Bruz rakban, Rakarnan.
And together we head off in search of Bruz. And eventually we find him, he does this very goofy drop down. Whee! And then he delivers what will soon be his final independent fight.
What the bloody blazes are you doing here? And who said you could let Ranger out of his cage?
And this fight really doesn't take too long because I've been leveling and I've been honestly putting off this mission. Bruz is level 40 whereas I'm level 80. Big shout out to the XP fort that I used. Go and check out that video. I decided to treat myself to a bit of an Elven Light, which I never actually use, and we get some very badass executions. Just look at this. Celebrimbor is going to town. Once he's weak enough, I get in there and I dominate him. And this is where you're supposed to use the shaming feature for the first time. I channel all of my pent-up rage and hatred straight into Bruz's every time I've been walking in a street and the person in front of me just suddenly stops. Every time I've sat down in a cinema, only to find that there's a couple there with their baby child. Why? Anyway, Bruz gets royally messed up from this. I also love this interaction between Ratbag and Ranger.
Patnak, Yambers Nusaida.
It's almost like he's talking. Is that Bruz? You broke him.
Seeing the way Ranger and Ratbag react to this really does make me question if we are the good guys or not.
She's giving me the creeps.
You're a cruel one, Gravewalker.
I don't really think we are a good guy, but I do think we are probably the lesser of two evils. With that mission now done and Bruz's brain turned into jelly, I equipped the worse than death skill. There's only one story mission left now, and that is to march on Sauron himself. So I head back to Sirgost, and I pack up my army of crazy orcs. But I don't know if this is gonna be enough. I've got the yellow painted Cruel right here, but sadly he is not deranged. So I decide to remedy this. And it works like an absolute treat. The first shaming after equipping the worse than death skill. I then track him down through the blistering cold and hit him in the back while he's carving up a dead drake. Let's have a wee listen. Just how crazy is this Olaf? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he's gone. He's lost his marbles. His marbles have scattered all over the floor. Actually, in fact, his marbles are on a different continent. His marbles are flying across the icy surface of Antarctica. He starts to do his stretches, trying to heal, but I'm not about to let him do that. Just one more execution and he is ready to be recruited. And there we go, another crazy Olog ready to march on Sauron with me. Before I leave, I go into my predator vision and I actually spot one of Bruz's goddamn cousins coming to kill me. You can't sneak up on me, lad. But after avoiding Baz, I run straight into Gaz.
Grey Walker! You think you can terrorize and torture your way across Mordor and no one will take you to task for it? Well, that ends now. Ends good and proper.
So, you know what I'm thinking? I actually don't know if I have ever made Bruz's family go crazy the same as him. I actually don't know what would happen. So I think we're gonna fight Gaz here and I'm gonna shame him down just to see what happens. I smash down on the floor with my fire elven light, igniting all of the shrubbery. I then begin to pepper the Olog with arrows straight to his noggin. And once he's weak enough, I get in there and place my hand directly on his skull. I hit him with a shaming, but it's not enough. Maybe Gaz is too powerful. Maybe he can't even go crazy, because the reason he's attacking you is because he's so upset that you made Bruz crazy. But no, that's not the right attitude. Every orc can go crazy. You just have to try hard enough. But before I do that, I pack up the Cruel and send him on a one-way ticket to fighting Sauron. I then mark Gaz and begin to hunt him down. And it looks like he's taking part in one of his favorite hobbies.
If you're gonna kill me, at least make it fun.
Oh, let's get started before I die of boredom.
I dive on in to break up this execution, but only because I want all the kills myself.
Grey Walker! You don't like this world? Grab a shovel and dig yourself a hole!
The serpent, despite being saved, leaps up and immediately becomes enraged. I shoot him in the head and then finish him off in one of the coolest ways possible with a flaming elven light. After that, I focus on Gaz using my threshing sword, but I am ambushed by his blood brother Baz.
Never know what you'll find in Morgul.
Gaz then becomes enraged by the mere sight of his blood brother Baz.
We all gonna die sometime!
And I decide to get the hell out of there because one of them is running around in rage. They've got quite a few grunts, and I've actually got a better plan for them. And my master plan involves using the hired by email glitch. But to do that, I actually need to go and I need to recruit one of the orcs that's adjacent to them. This unknown orc right here will do. I smash on down in the general area where this orc was last seen, and there he is. I spot him immediately. And whenever I get closer, I find out that he's actually a decoy orc, one of my favorite traits.
Gotcha! Over here! I'm here! Or am I here? Or perhaps I'm here.
Wow, I can't believe I just found the orc representation of Twitch chat. I hit all the decoys and the grunts with an elven light. I then pepper Ronk the lurker with arrow after arrow to his face, resulting in him being ready to be dominated.
I add you to my ranks. I will be your chosen!
And now, with the Twitch chatter on my side, I'm able to use the hired by email glitch to recruit Gaz despite him having Iron Will. And here's what I'm gonna do next, because I am a sick individual. I am going to get Gaz to fight Baz. I want to see if they will actually do it, even though they're blood brothers. But not only are they blood brothers, they are technically campaign characters, created to get revenge on you for making Bruz deranged.
Reckon we should go ahead and start. Enough standing around. Time to have a bash at this.
I was really hoping they would have some kind of special dialogue there, but I guess the game is treating this as just any two orcs fighting each other. I have had blood brothers in the past do this, and whenever they did it, they said that they didn't really want to fight each other, but they had to. And would you look at that, they are royally messing each other up, or just Gaz seems to be getting destroyed by Baz. Oh, but he's making a massive comeback now. And just like that, it seems that Baz has beaten Gaz. But I'm going to jump on in there and I'm going to stop this because I actually just wanted to see if they would do it. I was hoping there'd be some unique dialogue, but there wasn't. But oh my word, I'm being absolutely peppered up here. Jesus Christ. I'm just trying to save your blood brother's life. My god, these guys are going crazy. I gotta get rid of these banners. It's like goddamn catnip for these orcs. Ah! Stop throwing people at me! After taking away these orcs' unlimited supply of stimulants, I dive on into his brain and I try to recruit Baz, but obviously this doesn't work. I mean, I did just make him almost kill his blood brother. So I shame him down instead. I'm curious what kind of crazy this orc would become. Alright, he's become deranged, but he didn't actually say anything. I am very curious if him becoming deranged is going to be like whenever his brother or cousin Bruz went deranged. I actually don't remember what he is. Are they cousins? Are they brothers? I don't remember. But either way, despite Gaz fighting for me, I am also going to shame him down and hopefully make him deranged. Alright, he didn't go crazy, but I am honestly very, very interested in what Baz is going to say. But before we hear what kind of crazy he's become, I am absolutely dying to do this mission. My deranged orc army has been formed. Let's go take on Sauron. Today we march on Barad-dur. Talion then delivers his epic speech to the massive army that we have recruited across Mordor.
We have conquered the forts of Mordor! We do not serve the Dark Lord! We will sally forth on the battlefield and take this land for our own! You fight for Mordor! You fight for the Bright Lord!
He then does this epic running and dive thing onto the bridge, and it is badass. Alright, let's go. Who's going to be the first orc? These should be orcs that we're familiar with, hopefully. Oh, it looks like I recognize him. That's my yellow chosen.
Fate has led you here, into my hands. The dark flame will incinerate you.
And he's with the ghoul lover, who I actually don't really know, but my word, look at the horde of orcs they've chosen for me. Who have we got here? Well, we've got the yellow chosen there, but what orcs are on my team? Okay, it looks like we've got... Okay, it's one of my tower variants. Very nice. I did make an absolute army of them. We've got what looks to be another tower variant. My favorite tower variant, actually. And we've got, of course, we've got the Painless. And of course, it's the massive blue shark. He had to be here for this. You might be thinking, wow, that yellow chosen lord looks terrifying. How are you going to beat him? Well, he's soft-headed. Let's go, lads! Focus on the yellow chosen. Let's remove him first. Hit Sauron where he's weakest. His chosen apostles. Together with the tower variant, we lay into the yellow painted chosen. And then I jump on in there and I recruit him because I am not killing him. He is so goddamn. Get out of here, Chosen. I've got big plans for you and potentially a Civil War series in the future. Alright, let's get rid of this ghoul lover. I do like this guy though, and I believe he has the ability to summon in ghouls, so I honestly wouldn't mind putting him in a throne room in the future.
You've gone further than I expected. You can see your prize, but you're no closer now than when we met.
Yeah, I'm gonna recruit him as well. Like I said, I would love to put him in a throne room. I'd like to make a spider ghoul horrible room for everyone to die in. Yes. Alright, who's next, Sauron? Who have we got here? The Skull Lopper. I don't know this guy maybe as well as I should.
How did you make it this far? Why hasn't someone killed you yet? Shrock! Why haven't I put you down for good? Suppose I'll just have to do it now.
He's definitely been through some shit. I mean, he's got a bag on his head. I probably do know this guy. I think he's he's probably one of the sort of forgotten captains that's definitely been around for a long time during all of this, during my campaign playthrough. But he hasn't really left a mark on me. Probably because he looks very boring. I mean, the bag on his head is definitely helping, but apart from that, I don't really know who you are, lad. Oh, I love hitting him with the execution and their body just ignites in flames. That is badass. Just like in Shadow of Mordor, whenever you could get the skill to basically have your blade ignite in flames whenever you get a combo, that was awesome. Yeah, I'm sorry, Headlopper, you just are not a main event, lad, and look at you, you're running around on fire, embarrassing yourself, right on the doorstep of your master. Look at this grunt is destroying you right now. Yeah, that's fair enough, that's justified rage. I would also be very mad if this was happening to me. Go on, Grunt! Get him, Grunt! You've got this! Oh, here comes the pinless. Yep, they're destroying him now. He's not having a good time. They are picking up grunts and throwing them at him. He's not having a good time. The she-elf is peppering him nicely as well. I want to see which one of my lads gets the final blow here. It looks like the maniac's... Oh, the maniac's picking up the grunt! I don't know if they can actually kill someone by doing that. That would be a good test, actually, wouldn't it, lads? She-elf, stop! Stop stunning him, alright? You're getting on my nerves. Can the Ologs actually kill a captain by picking up an orc and hurling him at him? Oh, here we go! The Screamer, Poog, the Tower variant Screamer, has finished off the Skull Lopper. Alright, this looks like the final wave. Who have we got? It's Bagger the Obsessed. Of course it's Bagger the Obsessed, but he's been massively de-leveled. Muzi the Torturer, and the Gambler. Okay, I mean, I know Bagger the Obsessed at least.
Men will soon forget your name, Grey Walker, but we Uruks will always remember the villain in our tale of triumph.
Of all the final battles in all the realms of Middle-earth, I had to face off with you in this one. Frankly, I'd rather have it no other way. This'll be a fitting end to our relationship.
God, they're all getting a word in apart from Bagger. Bagger, say something to us. Here we go.
Always a pleasure to meet you on the battlefield, my sweet. After all we've been through, I'm almost sorry this is to be the last time.
Honestly, in this last mission, obviously they're picking orcs that are still alive, but it would have been way better if they picked orcs and the game just brought them back to life. Like, imagine the game recognized my most violent Nemesis orcs, and that would be actually a good excuse for why they didn't come back. Maybe Sauron saw that as how difficult with these guys, and rather than bringing them back another time, he took them and maybe made them stronger. That would have been a much better ending, I think. But at least we've got Bagger the Obsessed here, you know, being the final big boss, and two other random orcs. I mean, one of them is the bloody Gamba orc. We run a lot of Gambas on my streams, so follow me, linked in my description if you want to check out a live stream at some point. I do love you, Gambler, but yeah, you gotta go. Look at that. Wow, he's giving me the death stare in his last seconds. But don't worry, everyone, that arrow actually hit the pleasure centers of his brain, so he's having a great time. Nope, he's fine. He didn't feel that. The Shark Maniac then makes the Torturer his next prey. You don't see this, but he actually eats that head after. And then together, me and the lads, we take out Baggett the Obsessed. I think it's about time you die, Baggett, let's be honest here. And of course, it's the Screamer that puts him down for good. And with that, Sauron is left wide open. Just look at this team. Look at this Avenger squad that I have put together. I run across the bridge to claim ultimate glory. Oh, hang on. Oh, okay, there's someone else left. Is this the Witch King? No, it's Isildur.
All that you have wrought has reached you here.
Guys, are you not going to help out here? Lads, are you not going to help? Hang on a minute, Isildur. Let me just go and see if these guys want to join in. Come on, guys. Get involved. It's not every day you get to fight a Nazgul. Nevertheless, Isildur. Sorry, Isildur. Sorry to keep you waiting. I just thought I'd grab the boys. Maniac, put yourself out for the love of God. I mean, he hates fire. He is a shark, you know. Everyone knows that sharks hate fire. That's a natural enemy of the shark. Let's peer into Isildur's mind here and let's get a badass cutscene. What I always find interesting about in the movies, they always do Isildur a little bit dirty. For one, they don't show him as this great warrior, they kind of just show that he got lucky, even though he was a very powerful and very strong soldier. They also don't show that whenever you're in Mount Doom, the ring basically is at its most powerful. The ring is impossible to destroy in Mount Doom. That's why Gandalf left Gollum alive, because Gollum was necessary for the ring to be destroyed. So the movies definitely do Isildur a little bit dirty. They show him as this weak-willed, lucky soldier. This is something amazing that the game's cutscene does that the movie never did. Having him actually use the power of the ring and actually become a badass, and then the ring betrays him in this manner, this is just so much better than what the movie did. I know it's probably not canon that Isildur became an absolute baddie when he put the ring on, but I'm here for it. And then the fact that you see the orcs dragging his body to Sauron, and then him making him a Nazgul, I think it just adds way more layers to Isildur's character. God, just imagine in the movie if you'd had Aragorn fighting Isildur as a Nazgul. That would have been fucking peak.
All eternity.
Celebrimbor then wants to keep Isildur Nazgul dominated, and Talion's like, nah, mate, I'm not about that. Definitely not about that.
Isildur, I release you! No!
And because Talion does this, Celebrimbor really questions why he is getting rid of his playthings.
Not yours to release. And he was
Celebrimbor and the She-Elf don't believe that Talion has the minerals to see this quest through.
This is not the end I have fought for!
But you are not the only one fighting.
So the Elf Lord betrays him and takes the ring off his finger and gives it to the She-Elf. And as Talion lays there dying, he's visited by his main girl. Oh god, that's horrible. POV, you're in Australia. Ah. Talion gets visited by sexy Shelob one last time, and she convinces him to put his finger in a different ring for once. Isildur's ring. Talion's job is not done yet. He will use this evil power to prevent the spread of Sauron's corruption for as long as possible. This is when Talion becomes his ultimate form. Nazgul Talion. Just look at that. Look at the aura farming.
You must have rocks in your head. This is Minas Morgul, and you are one man.
I am one. But we are many.
What I find really interesting here is that all of these orcs are dressed up like captains. They're all dressed up like chosens. Just look at these guys. This Olog, very unique. He's got the ears. And then the rest are dressed up like chosens, or whatever the hell this is. I mean, just look at them. none of these guys are normal grunts. Together with Talion's new army of Gondorian spirits, we march on the first point and fight directly with one of the Nazgul. Actually, this Nazgul is wearing my favorite mask. Together we vanquish the Nazgul and take the point. And this is where Talion takes some influence from Zog and resurrects zombies. Surely if Talion's doing this, then he's gonna become the #1 enemy of the god of the forest that we've been working with. You know, that goddess who summons in the leafy grog and the leafy drake? Surely she's gonna have an issue with us now becoming necromancers, no? I guess not. Sorry to get involved in this again and talk about how the game could have been made better, but can you imagine if after we become a Nazgul, she actually becomes an enemy and we have to fight her? Like, what if all of the people that we worked with, up until the point where we become a Nazgul, what if they are all now enemies? What if we have to go and fight Barad-dur and that little blonde girl whose name I forgot? Imagine if we become so corrupted we have to then fight Condor and the forest spirit. That would be great. Imagine if Zog becomes our ally. That would honestly be, that would be mental. God, there really should have been like a Dark Tribe Nazgul Talion DLC that released with a story expansion. That would have been very good. Anyway, I burn up all of the remaining orcs at the point, and we take it by resurrecting more of my lovely followers. I head over to the next point where I meet the same Nazgul again. I lay into them with an execution which takes off a hefty amount of their health. I then destroy them with my bow and they are ready to be broken, but an orc gets in the way. But that's not going to stop me from turning this Nazgul into a shadow. I then burn up every orc within 10 meters. And I take the point. Rise, my undead soldiers, rise. Look at them all. I then march up these steps to where it all began. I remember defending this city back when I was weak, but now I'm strong, and these orcs don't stand a chance. I jump up over this orc's back, slam down, stunning all of the orcs. I then remove the Nazgul once and for all. With it now gone, I'm able to take the point easily. Now all that's left is to march on the Witch King. This has to be one of the most badass shots in the game, if not the most badass. Just look at that. I might need to do a poll to decide which is more badass, that shot or whenever Helm Hammerhand did it.
Join us, brother. And I am not your brother.
So we have a big, massive, tedious fight, and eventually the Witch King falls.
You cannot see inside me.
And Talion takes this opportunity to claim a brand new holiday home.
So that I banish you. Minas is mine!
With that now done, Talion needs a rest. He glances over and spots the new flat screen, Minas Morgul's finest, LED, surround sound. Talion walks over and picks up the VR headset. There we are shown exactly what happened to Celebrimbor and the traitorous she-elf as they take on Sauron. After a long and annoying fight, Celebrimbor is finally able to fully dominate the Dark Lord. Or at least that's what he tries to do. as Sauron turns the tables on him, severs the ring from his fingers, in a nice shot-by-shot homage to the original severing of the ring by Isildur. Sauron then fully absorbs Celebrimbor, thus making a sequel to this game virtually impossible. Yeah, I don't really know how you could explain that Celebrimbor somehow made it out of the Dark Lord. I also don't know how you would explain Talion not being a Nazgul anymore. That would be difficult, so safe to say there's going to be no sequel to this game. I mean, also, Netflix now owns it, and I don't even think they realize that they own the Nemesis system, so we'll just have to pray and see what the hell happens. But anyway, that is the full playthrough of Shadow of War finally finished. This is the first playthrough that I've ever done on my channel of any game, but we still have plenty of more things to do. We've got the Shadow Wars to do, I've got forts to make, I've got civil wars to plan, and I've got your online forts to raid as well. So let me tell you a little bit more about that right now. Happy February, everyone! This month I am going to be raiding your forts, as long as you're on PlayStation. I am now max level, so I think it's only fair that I get online, raid your forts, and I'm going to be ranking all of them in a massive leaderboard that's going to be on my Discord. There's actually going to be two. One for how difficult the fortress is, and one for how unique the fortress is. So you can either decide to go the quirky route with your fortress, or you can go the route which causes me the most amount of pain and suffering. I'll leave it up to you guys.
Subscribe for more of that delicious Shadow of War content. Come on, it's probably free to do. And if it isn't, maybe it's worth the money. I don't know. I haven't checked it out yet, but you can trust me. I'm an anonymous voiceover.